the filial grandson who refused to get married drove his grandfather to death. After he died, Teddy found out that his grandfather was actually a billionaire and that he was the only heir. But in order to inherit all the family fortune, he needed to complete the challenges left by his grandfather. Of course, he could also choose to inherit just 10 billion and continue living life carefree. The lawyer was waiting for Teddy's choice. Since childhood, his grandfather had told him not to take risks without certainty, but Teddy never listened to his words. He decisively chose to accept the challenge. When he learned about the content of the challenge, he was stunned because the task was to get married before turning 30. Within 2 years after marriage, he must have children, and within 5 years, at least 2 children, with the same mother, and he absolutely couldn't play with any woman's feelings again. Teddy was dumbfounded. All these were easy to say, but tomorrow was his 30th birthday. Where would he go? It was impossible to find someone to marry in such a short time. Just yesterday, he had just broken up with his girlfriend, Pekingese. But Teddy's good friend, Technology, told him that if he wanted those 100 billion, he had to give it a try. So Teddy immediately got dressed up and went to Pekingese's house with the grand diamond ring his grandfather had passed down to propose deeply. And he apologized for his reckless words from the day before. He rambled on for a long time, but when he opened the door, it wasn't Pekingese, but her sister. She said Pekingese was heartbroken over a breakup and planned to leave the city. Finally, Teddy quickly drove off and boarded the plane. He knelt down directly.
By marrying me.
Pekingese was very confused by the sudden turnaround. Didn't she say yesterday that she loved freedom and didn't want to be tied down? Passion fades, and you can just say you're leaving. Marriage doesn't just mean the crystallization of love, it also means responsibility and loyalty. Pomeranian doesn't believe that she came to her senses overnight and suddenly became willing to change. The soul-searching interrogation of nature also made Teddy lose in thought. Was he really willing to give up his carefree life like a wild horse that had broken free from its reins? Seeing Teddy's hesitation, Omai knew that he wasn't sincere. Immediately, he flew away from him. After returning, Corky suggested that Teddy contact his ex-girlfriend again. Anyway, he has countless easygoing women, and there will always be one who is willing. So Teddy immediately planned out a set of strategies for his exes, preparing to launch a loving attack on all the exes. They could just marry on the spot. He even brought along the wedding girlfriend Schnauzer. The other party agreed, but when Teddy found Schnauzer, he found that he was now addicted to stocks and couldn't extricate himself. I've lost interest in men. Then he found his ex-girlfriend Samoyed. Little Saw is a police officer, and Teddy was just about to propose when a fugitive suddenly appeared. Little Saw, in the heat of the moment, started a fight. This figure really scared Teddy. He didn't want to marry such a fierce woman for money and for his ex-girlfriend Shishir, who is a performance artist and is currently in a critical period of her career, and she absolutely cannot get married. Teddy found dozens of exes in one day, but they all ended in failure. He suddenly realized that as a handsome sea king who has captivated thousands of women, after the breakup, he didn't have a single ex-girlfriend who couldn't forget him. Teddy suddenly felt like a failure. And deep down, he has actually always been longing for Pomeranian. This is the only time he has ever been in love, and the only time he had such a wonderful feeling. If he could marry Pomeranian now, it would truly kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I told him not to worry. The Corky is troubled by seeing Teddy, and tomorrow there will be plenty of girls rushing to marry him. Tomorrow, Teddy just needs to wait in the auditorium. Corky promised to let him get married smoothly, but the next day when Teddy woke up, he suddenly felt a wave of white in front of him.